It ain't too difficult. I'd like to know where Jerry spent the last couple of years. I mean, then I might at least understand why he left.
Some new way to get myself back home.
Oh, good! Raisins! Oh, and pigeons! Right! It's like finding more bugs. Huh, where's the bugs? Where are all the bugs gone? Abracadabra! I got my cube of ice!
Jerry left 5 years ago. Linda and Farron stayed here. She works as a cab driver 3 days a week. The rest of her time she spends with Farron. As Jerry was still around, she didn't have to go to work.
You know, I'm tired, but we're fine. We're doing great. We're doing fine without him.
Her husband died 6 years ago. The two of them always traveled in their trailer, till one day they settled down here in Texas.
All the days spent looking out the window of the house. Nothing else to do.
She likes playing games with men. But Jerry was only hooked on that for so long. After a year, he was gone. She says she's an artist, but she didn't want to show me any of her work. She's been selling wigs since 4 years.
I was always beautiful. Powerful acne fighters with advanced skincare formulation. Here's how it works. First,
They aren't worried. They believe in Elvis and Madonna, and someday they'll be famous.
What time you work today? 6. Maybe we could do a couple of
Jerry used to be quite radical. Some of his decisions were good, some weren't. After he set fire to a classroom, for example, he stood up on the roof and he screamed, "It was me!" Well, at least he was consistent. As consistent as he vanished. I mean, I can't see any obvious reason why he disappeared. I just wonder where he is now, or what he's doing. Maybe he's selling drugs in Mexico or car parts in Ohio. People who came across Jerry all just seem to have accepted that he's gone. I drove to his sister in Vegas. Faith told me she stays at the Blue Angel Motel.
Mushroom cloud, 8 miles high.
Very strong-willed person, though. He always went after what he wanted. Kind of weird, you know, strange in his own way, but aren't we all? His was just a little more out there, though, you know.
World Report, September 25th, 2000. Contents of Side 4.
we'll have it working. Steve Park having a good day in the number 1 car. Park also started deep in the field. He started at the 28th spot. Right.
As soon as I got off the bus, I saw him looking at me. I looked back at him, thinking he would walk away. He didn't move and kept on looking at me hatefully. I went to a senior flight attendant and asked him to take a look. This guy seems nervous. Look at him. He has a bag. I think he's going to start shooting at us. It's nothing, he said, trying to calm me down.
The ambushers, at least two of them, opened fire with submachine guns and threw grenades.
To get only a small piece of shrapnel in my arm.
Still holding an Arab aged about 22.
The man I had suspected was arrested. A year later, I testified at Fahd Mihi's trial. He was sentenced to prison for life. The land of Israel is where I was born, where my parents were born, where my grandparents were born. Fahd Salam, July 19th, 2000. How are you doing? What is your day like? Do you read newspapers? Are you aware of the Camp David summit with Arafat, Barak and Clinton? I've been trying to figure out what happened to you and to the Palestinians that turned us into enemies. This was Guri's house, who was a very close friend of mine and who was killed when we were in 6th grade. He was the eldest son of Arik Sharon, who was at that time a general, later the Minister of Defense, and then Prime Minister of Israel. Here on the right is the house of Moshe Dayan, our greatest military hero. On the 19th birthday of the State of Israel, when I was 11 years old, my parents took me to the Armed Forces Parade in Jerusalem.
על גבי 70 ג'יפים נישאו דגלי המדינה, דגלי פיקודים וזרועות, ולאחריהם ניסי החטיבות.
That's what I want to be, I thought to myself.
מירושלים העתיקה השקיפו בהתעניינות מרובה חיילי הלגיון הירדני על כוחות צה"ל הצועדים בירושלים בירת ישראל ביום...
1 month later, we were sitting in our homemade bomb shelter. The shells were landing nearby. It was incredibly frightening. My father had been called up for reserve duty. We never imagined that within 6 days we defeat the armies of Egypt, Jordan and Syria and take over Sinai, the West Bank and the Golan Heights. It seemed as if we were in the best position to bargain for peace. In the background, Jewish settlements thriving on hilltops. The poverty, the children, the disgrace. I had never seen these things. This is how terrorists are created. When I was called up on the Sabbath for duty, I knew that the war was starting.
יד משטר הבופור ממתין לראש הממשלה, שר הביטחון אריאל שרון. ממתינים לו גם מפקדים וחיילים
After the massacre in the Palestinian refugee camps of Sabra and Shatila by the Christian militias during the Israeli occupation in Lebanon, I left the army.
Yeah, and then you book in and you give them a number and then you're called out, they call out your number or they call out your name. Yeah, you're not allowed to take in anything.
No bag, no nothing.
Nothing. You can take in money, but usually only coins.
Dear Yuli, I was very relieved to receive a letter from you and know that you are well, but it was also upsetting to know that the wars still go on. You have asked me about the ideology that motivated me 23 years ago.
Efforts to get people out of the tower. This is tape that you can see now, whether that was an explosion or exactly what happened that caused that second tower. 20 minutes after the first tower collapsed, we turned around and saw what looked like sparks falling, and then the top part of tower number 1 collapsing. These are shots from the ground of that scene.
And I postponed writing it until the last minute.
כאן שידורי ישראל מירושלים, שלום רב. השעה 5, הנה החדשות מפי מרים אלון.
You know, when I went in to be a big brother, I thought it would be a glorious experience. I was expecting to find a kid that played a lot of sports, a kid that I could really relate to in a very direct way, and he was just a lot harder than I ever expected. He always seemed to be an accident waiting to... On my first visit to Pomona in 1982, Verna sat me down and told me how she'd come to take Stevie in. When Stevie was just 6 months old, Verna's son Arvel defied her wishes and married Stevie's mother, even though he wasn't the boy's father. Stevie grew up in his step-grandparents' home, just 50 yards down the road from where his mother lived.
Just because it was illegitimate, she didn't want him. See, after she beat him that time till his hip was green and had all them stripes on his back and arms, he couldn't talk. He completely lost his speech. He'd just point and make a racket when he wanted something. They gave him speech therapy for a long time.
Someone else, a whole lot better. I think I'm the only one that sees something there that nobody else does. I can't really explain it because it's hard to explain.
She's kind of disabled. I wouldn't say she's a slow learner. She's one time.
Did what?
Tried to kill her one time. I went up underneath the car and I thought I was cutting the brake lines. Instead, I cut the whole wiring system for all the lights and everything.
Stevie!
Jack. I ain't worried about her boyfriend or nothing, which he's got a plastic kneecap. Well, you hit his kneecap, he's gonna go down. He ain't gonna get back up. So I'm not worried about him.
Planned out, didn't you, Stevie?
I've got it planned out.
Come on, Jack. Let's go.
Pretty well enjoyed you guys being down. I wish you guys could stay longer.
Well, we'll be back. We'll be back. Julia'll be back too.
Stevie, you take care, okay?
I will.
You're hard-headed, all right. You are hard-headed.
Can't never stand.
It's okay. It's all right. It's okay to be hard-headed. Just take care of your knee.
All right.
Say hello to your grandma for me, okay?
right.
I'll see her the next time through.
See ya.
Okie doke. I never even thought they'd...
Feels responsible for all that's happened.
He wasn't Mirandized. He wasn't told that his statement could be used against him. We have to somehow get his, I should say, alleged confession, get it suppressed through pretrial motions, or we have to deal with it at trial.
I was teaching her about things that happens in life. I touched her at the top, chest, and at the bottom, for Ginny.
Maybe a little bit. I mean, people gets mad, they get over it. You know, they realize stuff later on down the road.
Some of the stuff he, you know, the sexual stuff that he did in the past with you.
Uh-huh. He doesn't trust him with me by myself. Like today, he asked if he was going to be down here. He doesn't let me go to town with him. Doug said no, and Bubby knows that.
Like we had horses in there.
How are you and Brenda getting along?
I don't know, at times, just like everyone else, we have our differences. I was gonna knock her in the head one day out here beside the garage because she called me young retarded. I was gonna knock her in the head with a claw hammer. It just, you know, some things you just don't say. And that's one of the things that I just don't like that word. I never have.
Since you've gotten out of jail, have you caught any shit from anybody?
You know how it is.
Even though Patricia Gross's petition got his confession tossed, he didn't believe a woman would avidly represent him.
And I think the judge thinks this case is a piece of shit, quite frankly, on the state's part.
More likely, that's about what he was saying Friday whenever we was in court.
Well, he did say that to me in court, actually. Now that he's suppressed the statement, this case is a lot better to try. But there's always a risk that you could lose. And the downside of losing is a minimum 6 years penitentiary, maximum of 30 years. And that's not therapy, that's not help, prison. The judge has suggested to me a plea of guilty to Class 2 felony. It's got a real, awful name, criminal sexual abuse. The state would agree to credit for time served. You wouldn't do another day. And there'd be counseling. Do you have any interest in that?
I don't know, I'd have to think about it.
Well, I want you to think about it. I don't want you to do it without
me. He's determined to not have a sex offense on his criminal record.
Sex offenders have to register with the state or their local.
adaa soo raacaysa maaha marka uu kula soo cararay reerkiinuna maxay yidhaaheen wuu maslaxeeyey marka wax dhiba ma jiraan maxaad filanaysaa
ما taas qalad wey
waayo
taas xataa dhaqankeena maaragta aniga ku cibooba haddii naagta isbitaal lii geeyo oo lii furo taas qalad wey aniga naftayga waxaan dhamaysanay
maxaa iyada dhib bay ku tahay dhib badan baa kusoo gaari karta wax weyn ma aha suuxistuna waa in yar ilaa 20 daqiiqo
ma ogolin
waayo yaasiin
taas xataa ragga ficiga aniga u qosay
Our organization is called Thy Fraternity Kenya. Our aims and objectives are very simple. We are bent on salvaging a sinking boat or ship of our African tradition religion.
Second time kukuja hapo sijui mzee alinionaje. Sasa mimi ile kitu ninaweza kukwambia utotoni, ile kitu nimeona maajabu mahali pote ninaenda hapo,
kwa sababu hiyo clitoris inasemekana mtu mwanaume akiongea na wewe inaanza kusimama. Umenielewa? Ndio tunaelezewa kwa wenye hawajatahiri, ndio wametuelezea ya kuwa mwanaume akizungumza naye unasikia tu saa hizo mkwe na ye. Ni ukweli ama iko vipi?
Anaka wewe anaka mchedada
maya anaga gudo warabna ama hala suneeya ama hala tala gudo warabna gaday igoon lacagtooda la arkin la dhaafay ma warabna gudo maxay gabar la iska dhaafo anaga ma wajirto
Hebu nione, inauma hapa.
Naumia hapa hivi.
Hapa. Wale vile walikufuta, pole, tutapoa. Na wakati wa kukojoa?
Haifanyi kitu.
Kwa uchungu? Sasa unajisikiaje?
Mzuri.
Wasichana wengine walikuja kukuona? Walikuja kuwaona Amina? Wakasema nini?
Nisema ati marafiki zetu wanifurahia sana vile tunatairishwa.
Ka
called me and she said, "My daughter, come," in a low voice. I went quietly. Suddenly, my mom said, "My daughter, tomorrow is your D-Day." I was shocked to hear that.
Alafu baadaye nikastukia tu mimi nimetairiwa. Sikuwa najua.
Ni nini kilitendeka hiyo siku walifanya hivyo?
Mimi nimetairiwa nikanyamaza tu.
Baada ya hapo ni nini kilitendeka?
Baada ya hapo nikakaa nyumbani. Hata siku hiyo sikupona vizuri, nikapelekwa kwa mzee.
Baada ya hapo kwa hivyo walikuwa wamekwambia unaenda kukaa na mzee huyo?
Mimi sikuambiwa, hata nimeshukuliwa. Mimi sikuwa najua wanakuja.
Left here with a lot of tears. You know that she left this place bleeding and crying. I will never forget the time that when I saw her. When she was brought to our hands, she was brought a sick girl.
They said they have come a long way and it might be difficult, but we can't avoid it. They'll have to come.
Przyszedł.
Oj. Oj, dzień dobry.
Dobry panie Stefan.
Hola. Cześć, Hola.
Jak tam?
No to dobrze.
A humor?
No jak po prostu nikt jego dobrze тут nie wiem. За границу то я бы где бы не поехала, то по prostu nikt nie mogę tego tak powiedzieć.
Lesia?
Nie, nie Lesia, trudno, takie twarde, nie le, a Lesia. Tak, no. Czegoś tak bym chciała, żeby to się wróciło po prostu, no może bym nie chciała, żeby się po prostu to moje całe życie sobie wróciło, bo to nie, a tych chwili tego mojego życia, że ja jak byłam w ciąży i jak urodziłam to swoje, jak ці перші ті хвилі tego, jak już się dziecko czytaje i koniec. A każda kobieta chce uwagi. Może on już żałuje to, co się stało, ale to już nie ma powrotu. Już tego niemożliwe skleić to, co było i już w to nie wierzę. Teraz ja już w to nie wierzę. Mi się wydaje, że ja już po prostu nie mogę wyobrazić, jak to u mnie już nie mogę być.
A może?
Nie. Nie, to już... Nie mogę sobie wyobrazić. Ja może bardzo bym chciała gdzieś tak głęboko tam w duszy. Chciałam bym, щоб так все стало, але я просто не можу wyobrazić, jak to... Nie. Tak, a sera nie ma?
Nie.
Oj, nie ma sera. Zostało same. Co ja zrobię? Jak зустрів я тебе край дороги, довго дивився, марно очі трудив, а впізнати тебе було годі. Довго дивився, марно очі трудив, а впізнати тебе було годі. Ти висока й струнка, в тебе руса коса. До відзення. Очі в тебе сумні, невеселі, і уста вже не ті.
Benjamin Longwolf slept through his own drowning. The autopsy would show he was drunk, terribly drunk. The hollow beneath the 6th Street Bridge was home.
So the 36-year-old just leaned back to sleep it off and never noticed the water rising in quiet, rapid creek. When they found him, he was sitting half upright. It looked like Ben Longwolf was napping, only he was underwater.
When they found him, he was sitting half upright. It looked like Ben Longwolf was napping.
Really a chief, more a holy man. Like a lot of things around here, myth is stronger than truth.
The bodies of 8 men were untangled from the drooping branches of the creek.
You got a rough neighborhood. People just flip off cops around here and that. They got walking a ditch and checked on me, flipping me off. So this little boy, holy. What kind of district you running here, Hoss?
It was right in this area, Paula. And you have to understand that it was December. So there was none of this high weed growth at all. The body was in the edge of the water was up high.
Alberta Horse used to live there. Rhonda Black Bear, Jennifer Little, good shots. Malcolm Horse.
Against breed. Divide and conquer.
Town 923.
This morning? At 11 o'clock, they're gonna start the march. They'll march over to that Fireside Inn, and they're gonna give a couple memorial speeches, sing a couple of songs.
JDC again?
Okay, get in, man. Quit that
Fuck
out.
you, man. Going to JDC
Come on.
without a fucking... Fuck you!
Come on, let's go.
Fuck you, man. Fuck, K2.
Come on, let's go, man.
Why, you better take me to my fucking house, man. You can tell my dad I'm just not fucking left from there.
I'm gonna move Robert.
Mothers, fathers, brothers, cousins, grandparents. You see, around here, we're all related. The Tioshpe, the extended family. We're all one big family.
271 David John 227 four-door Buick Skylark. This car ran into one of the... One in this car, sir. Who else was here with you?
Number of, and ask them just to do the computer crunch on it and give us the kind of lengths that there might be between each one of the deaths.
The Information Center created an elaborate blue and purple chart detailing the relationships between the men, who knew whom and how.
Holds me comfort in a jar. All the drunken angels see the mess I'm in. All the drunken angels make a hard life heaven.
Christians swarmed in here to teach us the ways of the Lord. If you don't act like us, you'll burn in hell. Then the Catholic comes along and says, if you don't do what we do, you'll go to hell. And that's not right. That's wrong. That's as wrong as two boys fucking on a Sunday. Bludgeoning, stabbing, shootings.
That here is somebody who is awaiting the way.
Está con mi hija, ¿verdad? Pero como tampoco tengo una hija.
Aparece en el equipo Kurismaki, güey.
Kaurismäki aquí.
Kurismaki. ¿Ya está sonando?
Sonando siempre.
Ah, caray. Bueno, pues está bien. Gracias,
Et il a fait la boucle. Et donc, tout en étant un artiste mexicain, il a des choses à dire qui sont valables.
Beneficia a unos y a otros no. Entonces uno tiene que ver a quién quiere uno beneficiar y para quién trabaja. No se puede no tener un arte político, definitivamente. Si no es político es muy aburrido. Filmar a Hans Ulrich Gómez, que es el curador de...
Described by some weird shapes, which is called strange attractors, and it shares some common features with his art and his pieces. His geometrical pictures is broken by human, right? Like you know, his blackboard with human, right? So what he's doing is not to just make a beautiful geometrical pictures, but he has to overlap with natural phenomena.
O objeto mantém suas características de objeto, casi que es integral, sendo amputado, e ao mesmo tempo mantém essa noção de velocidade, de beleza, de design, e creio que en el fin de siglo apunta para situações que eu não puedo todavía comprender.
Sí, no creo que el arte trata de generar un momento de plenitud individual en el espectador.
Bueno, no sé si tú ves que, por ejemplo, las bolas de plastilina son como en forma de balón, ¿no? Hay otra que está ahí al pie del árbol, donde tengo plantas encima, que también está hecha una bola. Yo creo que es como su gusto por el arte en bola, ¿no?
A ver cómo está. Ah, esas persianitas, mira. Las necesito para Tlalpan. Pero casi siempre cuando el proceso es divertido, sé que puede quedar interesante, ¿no? Pero uno no hace una cosa por un estilo, porque entonces estás tratando de hacer estilo y eso es más, tiene más que ver con la moda o tiene que ver con la decoración o con la artesanía. Pero en el arte no se trata de hacer un estilo, se trata de descubrir. La caja de zapatos, cuando la presenté en la exposición colectiva que hubo aquí, de containers o de cajas o de estuches, son como estuches. ¿Dónde?
En mi caja.
¿Muchas o poquitas? ¿Cuántas? ¿Cómo cuántas?
No sé, mi mamá.
And bringing it in the wintertime to Frankfurt.
A lo mejor se convierte más en un espacio de reflexión muy sutil y no en una... Sí, no sé por qué cada vez me cuestan más trabajo las cosas. Esperando, no sé si tú estás esperando algo, yo no estoy esperando nada. Yo sé como que cada día simplemente estoy tratando de romper madres, pero no. Estoy tratando de cada día hacer algo que ese día funcione, ¿no? Sí, oyendo su música, la oía muchísimo y luego me invitaron al Festival de Viena que si quería hacer algún proyecto y se me ocurrió, bueno, hablarles y ver si eso les interesaba y les interesó y luego resultó que lo más fácil era que ellos, es algo que yo nunca hago, un teatro y esa cosa así como tan decadente del terciopelo y todo pintado de negro. Si quiere venir contigo, viene, y el que no quiera, no viene, ya. Como decía, las palabras convencen, pero el ejemplo arrastra.
I'm a beast and a criminal in the eyes of the world. I have been portrayed as a liar. The day she was born, on September 4th, 1979, around 6 o'clock at the hospital in Houston, Texas, and I gave you the name, Mahtab Moonlight.
Don't lie to me. I know you're lying.
Stop it, Daddy, stop it!
It's okay, lies between Mommy and me.
It was nothing, really. I tried to call Nazarene. I got the wrong number.
You know, the last time I saw you was the day that I was answering an emergency call to the hospital. Remember, we were supposed to go to Alizade's. Day, it was nothing but the scarf on the ground, back in bad shape again. You know, I had rented the house. I moved out of the house. I put our properties in storage, including your red bicycle. Remember your red bicycle? I spent no time on my own. I spent it all on students, residents, and patients. It came a time that I spent all my time inside the hospital. Each prayer, which is 5 times a day, I say, oh God, I do not have access to raise Mahtab. I am leaving all her affairs up to you. You be her father. But I do not know what she thinks about me.
Or Betty, let's go to the bazaar, or she was always free to go with me. Dr. Mahmoudi was giving permission for Betty to leave. He was asking her to wait.
25 years prior to that time, in 1953, the American CIA had made a coup d'etat against the popular government of Iran.
Desastre. No tiene cura este. Y ahora para bañarte. Hombre.
No, yo
Oye, cortarla esta, por favor, escucha.
Yo no estaba,
esta
yo no
discusión,
estaba bien.
esto no sirve para nada, esta discusión, oye.
Mira, no se meta más en mi vida entonces.
Yo me meto en tu vida, ¿no? Si eres tú quien ha venido a
Pero
buscarme.
sí, pero es su película esto, es su película.
No, estás equivocado, no es mi película.
No, ¿por qué dime? Si no es darle un vuelco, sí que darle un sentido para conmover, sobre todo.
La película termina con la incógnita si me mato o no me mato.
Ya.
Esa es la incógnita que queda.
Ya.
Yo llevo un mes preguntando por él y me extraña mucho que él a mí no me haya devuelto una llamada. Mi hijo nunca me había dejado sin noticias. Yo te voy a rogar que lo llames hoy urgentemente a él. Tú tienes contacto con él, ¿no? Llama. Tú sabes lo que es estar 12, 15 años sin besar a una mujer, sin tener contacto sexual con ella, habiendo sido un don Juan Tenorio, como si digo, que tenía mujeres a montones en mi juventud. Es llegar con tu mejor amigo, pues oye, ya no hace falta nada más que poner un letrero, cornudo.
Bueno, ¿y ella te lo reconoció?
¿Eh?
¿Ella te lo reconoció?
Yo no la vi más, yo al día siguiente agarré...
¿Cuando hablaste con ella?
No, hombre, ¿qué voy a hablar yo con ella? Yo al día...
¿Qué hiciste después?
Contárselo a mi mamá y decirle eso, y mi mamá me dijo...
¿Y qué hiciste después para...?
Te estoy diciendo, contárselo a mi mamá, llegar a mi casa llorando y contarle a mi mamá. Y entonces le dije, me voy, porque si no los voy a matar a los dos. Claro. Y al día siguiente agarré y me fui a París. ¿No? Es uno de los cualquiera que deambulan por la calle dentro de toda esa multitud de seres humanos. Con su historia y con su vida. Ahí hay un drama. Vete a preguntarle a él el por qué. Yo tengo que jugar, tengo todo aquí, 30 años en Chile, Ricardo Liaño, periodista, del boxeo, todo. Pero hay una solitud dentro de cada ser humano. ¿Dentro de usted hay la soledad también? Sí.
¿Es mejor? ¿Cómo?
Prevenir que curar. Desde hace 4 años...
Espérate.
Desde hace 4 años estoy con este proyecto que se lanza ahora. 5 a 17 años. La fundación va a adquirir terrenos. Y ahí en los terrenos se van a edificar lo que es el proyecto, un proyecto muy grande, ¿no? La creación prácticamente de una...
你最好想的问题是大家所想的，或者某些人大家正好也在想的，你只是把它想出来。所以这是我们所不能同意的，因为我们要表达的是我们想的，不是你想的。
不一定去看他的影像是否粗糙，他的怎么说呢？他的制作队伍是不是很庞大，这些都不重要。主要是它是真实的感受。我觉得我们这个书起的特别好的就是这个书名《我的摄影记录踏法》。
或者人物的关系是什么，基本上都比较熟，所以我就选择在这儿。当然还有一个选择在这儿，便宜，它自然的我不要付钱，这也是一个很重要的一个原因啊。所以反正就是拍这个片子，更多的就是为了省钱，因为我们没有多少钱，必须把钱用在那个刀刃上。所以我想，所有的场地、场景、光效全部是自然的。
你干嘛的你？
怎么了？
上午我可就看你在这鬼鬼祟祟半天了。
谁鬼鬼祟祟了？
你这什么地方你知道吗？
我没进去就等人呢。
你在这干什么呢？
等人呢。
和单位或人物，我当时是一个在北京没有户口、没有一个自己的工作单位的，所以跟像我这样类似的人就认识比较多。他们都是喜欢艺术到北京来的，或者是在北京读了大学留在北京。
迫切的感觉就是新世纪快来了，而且我一想到这个呢，我心里边确实就特别坚强，越来越坚强，特别感动，自己干任何事情都觉得
一个人拍他嘛，可不可以？后来想半天，我觉得理论上是可以的，但是就看怎么做。后来就做了，就给很多朋友打电话，打好多电话，好多人都来这里以后呢，我就跟他们讲这个，我说我们不能这样，都是年轻人嘛，那个时候
很多人他们都是那个时候选择出国，或者选择经商，或者选择留在国内。总之那时候他们人生的选择都是差不多是那个时间前后做出来的。
鉴于平息在北京发生的动乱和反革命暴乱以来，首都和全国局势稳定，社会秩序恢复正常，在北京市部分地区实行戒严的任务已胜利完成。根据
离开故乡对我来说是很重要的一件事情，它真的对我有很大的改变，因为我一直生活在那个环境里面，在山西那样的环境里面，我觉得因为你太熟悉那样的地方，所以变得没有观察力，就说很多人和事对你没有
来。我们中国真的是中国文化，真的在某种意义上面临着那种好像无法表达，因为变化太剧烈，分裂的太厉害，阶级在分裂，性别在分裂，社会在分裂，所以你就好像有时候不能讲话，
就是
中国现实联系在一起嘛，而这种东西当中那个女性所特别面对的那种不确定和不安全的感觉。
どうしたらいいのかどうにもならんことだけが分かってる。取材するぐらいの
取材好きな人に、
ダメなんだ、好きな人に取材に行くと、聞くこともなければ、質問がほとんどない、全部ほとんどあらゆること調べてっちゃうから趣味は何ですかって言ったって答えは分かってる。何色が好きですかって言ったってもう、この色
なんか一句読んでください。
散りゆくか桜の葉とご一緒にで五七五ことにこれに記録だね。
何の？
記録。
何の？
私が生きてた時に喋ったことの。
記録には意味はあるんですか？
あると思うよ。本と同じだから。
Скажите, и нельзя сидеть развалившись, да? Это некрасиво, не симпатично, барышни так не сидят. Не следует ногами обвивать ножки стула. Мы помним о том, что воспитанная барышня не должна сидеть, заложив ногу на ногу. Нельзя сидеть широко расставленными коленями.
Красноярским краем всем он командует, он генерал. Губернатор. Он на всех парадах бывает. И в Одессе тоже бывает на парадах, вот Миронов. Владимир Николаевич. Да, он заведует всеми кадетскими корпусами и мариинскими гимназиями.
Привет, девочки, встаньте, хорошо?
Завтра праздник День защитника Отечества. Мы будем сегодня поздравлять Перу. Сейчас, так, вот здесь вот.
Это Мариинская гимназия. Но здесь еще занимается кадетский Красноярский корпус. В кадетском Красноярском корпусе занимается 600 кадетов, а в Мариинской гимназии 200 мариинок.
Говорите. Колено с левым коленом. Правая щека правой щеке. Поздороваемся носами. Левое ухо к левому уху.
На 7-м небе от счастья.
Мы не просто каких-то вот солдат воспитываем, это люди, которые получили определенный уровень образования и воспитания с помощью формы и дисциплины, которая нужна молодому человеку, я считаю.
У нас здесь как свой отдельный мир, и он закрыт от всего того, что так образно говорят, что там за...
Вид жизни и доблесть офицеров в победе говорим Суворов. А мужчина это воля, смелость и великодушие и благородство. Oh, du mein Happelmann, mein Happelmann, mein Happelmann. Oh, du mein Happelmann, mein Happelmann. Er lacht, ha, 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 sie lacht, hi, hi, hi. Wir lachen, ha, 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 Happelmann ist da.
Если за столом
теряете голову. Как не нужно держать голову. Совершенно верно. А теперь зафиксируем ее в правильном положении. Молодцы, запомнили. Под прямой.
1410-8号が地球を支配し滅ぼす。一人将軍、宇宙兵士たちのリーダーである。残り少ない人間たちは兵士たちに排除される。人々は容赦なく追われる。ここは失敗作の貯蔵場だ。こうして未来の新しい人類の悲劇が始まる。
怖がらなくていい。愛ちゃんみたいなピュアで勇気のある子がこの腐りきった日本を救う。
南明法年
日本の場合裏と表っていうのがどうしてもあって、例えばこうやりたいっていうのを日本で自分のやりたいことをストレートに言うと、女性がねストレートに言うととても反感を買ってしまうんです。
と思った時に前にできた写真を捨てたくなる。ですから
なるわけですけど。
あなたなぜなの教えて